Wait, are you using Questy? Yes. Would you study physics without reading others' research? That depends what my point of studying physics is. What is the end goal of me to do that? Am I studying it for the pure pleasure of studying it? Am I studying it because I need to research a specific thing and prove a point? What is the process of me studying physics? Tony, what I assume you're doing is you are attempting to collate studying physics with playing World of Warcraft, and you're saying that I would not engage in gathering knowledge for one area without also consuming the knowledge that others have created within it first. Therefore, why am I not using that knowledge that others have created to help my World of Warcraft adventure? And I think the answer would be that this is not engaging in a field of study as much as exploring a virtual world and playing a video game. And for every person that says to me, you need to study and engage and learn the knowledge that already exists, there's an equal amount of people that would say something like, I'm really glad that I get to see someone experiencing the game for the first time without having the background knowledge of it to just see how it goes. What do you think, Tony? Do you think that I'm wrong to play the game without gathering the knowledge other people have grabbed before me? Or do you think it would be wrong to cheat myself out of the experience of having that eureka moment when I finally make the discovery? If you want to say, why are you engaging in a video game? Why are you not treating the video game like it is a puzzle that has already been solved? Why would you bother buying a jigsaw and then trying to work out the jigsaw instead of just arranging it all on the top as you know how it goes and saying, well, cool, done? Why would I cheat myself out of the experience? Enjoying the game like this makes it better for me. That's the easiest way to put it. You're all for playing games without guides. Absolutely. Well, you ask for help in the game. I do, Tony. But do you understand that asking for help in the game, the point is to connect with another human being right now? The point is not to gather the information. That's a secondary point. It happens, but it's not the focus. If I want to know where Redridge is, yes, I could Google, hey, where's Redridge? Or I could ask someone, where's Redridge? Googling it, I stay isolated. I learn, but I stay isolated. Asking someone, suddenly, I have created a connection between me and them. I have allowed them to relive the memory they have of Redridge. I've allowed them to feel part of the journey that I am going on. It is not about simply gathering information. It is about creating a connection between me and somebody else. It's a social game, which means I get the chance, the incredible chance, to experience it in a social way. Do you want to cheat yourself out of those connections? Tony, let me ask you a genuine question. I'm not having a go at you. I'm genuinely interested. Tony, have you ever felt that the social aspect of MMORPGs is slowly dwindling away? Honest, genuine question. Have any of you in chat felt that the social aspect of MMORPGs is slowly decreasing? Yes, you have. Tony, do you understand the irony of what you've just said then? You have said that you believe the social aspect of MMORPGs is decreasing, and then you have asked why I am not using an external outside source to immediately gain all the knowledge that I would need in a game, effectively negating any reason to ever talk to anyone. You cannot want a game to have social connection and at the same time advise people to ignore the social connection and just go and get the information from somewhere else. And when I do seek the information out, it's from you guys directly. Not everyone plays the game to interact all the time. No, Tony, they don't. But notice how you've straight away come into this stream and asked me why I'm not playing the game the way you think I should play it. You've immediately said, why am I not using this and that? Why, if I was studying physics, would I not read the works of those that came before me? As if that was some kind of gotcha moment of, well, if you were doing it this way, you would do this. I'm going to draw parallels between one to the other. You said that to draw parallels. And the answer that I'm not doing it is because to me, the connection is more important. And then I deflect the advice given. Of course I do. I'm not going to listen to you. There are different ways to play many games. I missed the time before Google where your primary way was to just ask someone. I'm not having a go at you, Tony, by the way. You're not wrong with the way you think. But it's super weird that people say, why aren't you playing the game this way? And then try to use examples of, well, if you were doing this, surely you would do this. Discovery is a huge part of the experience. Anything that removes that discovery, I tend to try and push away from. What other games am I playing at the moment? Oh, you're funny. None. None. I am locked in here. Nothing is changing. The same people that say that it's lovely to discover a game often end up being the same people annoyed that other people then go and discover the game. Because what it tends to mean for them is they have to wait while someone else discovers. That is the main reason you have little sympathy for people who blitz MMOs to the end, then turn around and complain there's nothing else to do. You can only experience new for the first time. That's true. Ultimately, you will never make the MMORPG community happy. If you play a game exploring it, you'll get some people that say, oh my god, I'm so glad you're exploring it, while other people go, I can't believe that you're wasting time not doing the meta build. And if you play a game following the meta, you'll get some people say you're ruining it for yourself, and other people say, fantastic, this is the way the true game starts at the end game. You will never make the community happy. Yeah, I suppose that's a good way of putting it. It's not necessarily about the game itself, it's about the attitude people approach the game with. Just play whatever way gives you the most personal fun. It's a hobby. Hobbies are meant to be fun. Yep. That's why I'm not using action bars. Don't need to. If you don't have the gold for a mount by 40, don't eschew being given the gold. I was gifted the gold I needed by a friend, so it's a valid, authentic WoW experience. Yeah, that was your experience. Cool. It's not my experience. The authentic WoW experience is the way that I want to experience it. That's what it's going to be. And the way I want to experience it is this way. How much gold do I have? 16. The authentic experience is doing whatever the hell you want without someone telling you how to do it. You don't get why so many people want me to be super efficient. Where's the journey and the adventure is fun? Because, Hentai Watcher, great name, people don't want me to make the same mistakes they made when they were playing. Because they don't realize that it is the making of the mistakes which actually lead to interesting and fun memories. People think that by preventing me from doing anything wrong, then they are saving me time and helping me have a better experience. Despite the fact, well, there you are, Killy. Or Kiri. Despite the fact that it is the going wrong that matters. It is the mistakes that you want someone to experience. What made you decide on using questing? I like having a rough idea of where to go without being told exactly what to do. What race did I play in StarCraft? I preferred the Terran or the Protoss. Was not a fan of the Zerg. It's frustrating, but the comments are coming from a desire to save you the frustration they felt while playing. Joe, why do you think people are so bothered about making sure I don't have the experience they had while playing and instead have a better one? It's not going to be a better one, it's going to be a different one. Maybe I'm frustrated that nobody in the chat was also having their experience with 1,500 people watching. But I'm not saying that their experience is lesser than mine. I'm not saying they have to, alleviate the frustration they had at not having dungeon groups by just, becoming a streamer and getting groups formed around you. People want to make sure they are offering advice, but their advice is often formed through the process of making me change my gameplay. Sometimes it's nice to have no idea what I'm doing, and while I get that advice and teaching comes from the best possible place, people wanting me to have a good time, it's also reducing the game down to a mechanically correct series of choices. I don't want to have a mechanically correct series of choices. I want to go on an adventure in a big digital world that I don't know with people that I'm slowly meeting. Yeah, I don't want to think, oh guys, you've already had all the mistakes, so don't worry, you can optimize it. As impressive as I am that you've built an elevator to take me all the way to the top of Mount Everest, climbing it was kind of the point. People find it very difficult to watch someone experience something in a different way that they did. And I think the reason for this is that those people love that thing. And they want me to love that thing. And if they see me doing something that they think will result in me not loving that thing, they want to help. They want to stop. They want to... You know what, Atros, at the end of the day, people want to feel involved in your journey. Maybe the way you respond to these things is kind of the issue. You know what, Atros, it absolutely is. Or Atros, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. It absolutely is. But at what point is it no longer my journey? They want to feel a certain way, appreciate their input, don't criticize it. Atros, unrequested feedback is criticism. By being told that I need to do this, or should do this, or should do that, or should do that, it is constant criticism of the way that I am journeying, instead of people just saying, do whatever you want. People want to feel that I'm loving their journey the same way that I loved it. Advice is fine. I agree with you. I just mean I think they feel encouraged by your response to continue. I am trying, or at least hoping, to cultivate a group of people who would rather go on the adventure and let me make mistakes and let me fail. I didn't know you didn't want to auction house. I felt like I did something wrong as asking why no hardcore. The problem is, Gotswold, every single time I try and do anything that can be in any way shortcutted, the vast majority of people do ask, why aren't you shortcutting this? Why are you engaging with the game in this way when you could engage with it in that way? Why are you not doing this efficient thing when you could be doing this efficient thing? Why are you not playing hardcore when you could be playing hardcore? People find it very difficult to accept that I'm just doing this. I'm going to fly to Ratchet, take the boat to Booty Bay, then fly from Booty Bay to the refuge point, then meet up with the thingy. Yeah, just why you can't long cut it. You can shortcut anything you want as long as it's not live wires. That's true. The problem is that even if I explain this to everyone now, and every single person in this chat completely understands and completely agrees, within half an hour, new people will join that will ask the same question again. To loop back to what I was saying earlier, people want me to love this game the same way that they love that game. And if they see me doing something else, or they see me struggling, or they see me coming up against hardship, they want to alleviate that struggle and that hardship so I can get back to the part that they love, without understanding that the overcoming of that hardship, the achievement of the adventure, the feeling of pride of actually, pushing through something difficult is going to give me a closer connection to this game than shortcutting things ever would. I won't care what Stranglethorn Vale is or what the life route means if I don't have to go and get it. If I go and get it, I will understand the world. If I just buy it at the auction house, I simply understand that money alleviates all the problems. The people that complain that MMORPGs have become less social also seem to be the people encouraging you to do the least social thing. Your favourite thing about these discussions is that you need to play like this has been the same people telling us how to play since 2004. Yeah, pretty much. If you're going to complain that MMORPGs aren't social and then your solution to things is don't do it the social way, you kind of only have yourself to blame at that point. As soon as you started being efficient in video games, your enjoyment went... As soon as you started being efficient, went to the roof. Do you mean you enjoyed it more? Because that's fine. Oh, I see. Less. Gotcha. Started being less efficient. You'll hear so much about rushing to 70. Yeah, I will. Yeah, like imagine playing a puzzle game and people tell you how to solve the puzzle. In fact, that has happened. One of my favourite YouTube channels, a channel called Cracking the Cryptic, where they do Sudoku puzzles on YouTube. They had a live Twitch playthrough of the Blueprints puzzle game, and everyone in the viewer base just kept telling them how to solve the puzzles. And they were like, look, we want to play the game, but we can't do this if you guys are going to be constantly telling us what to do. Have any of you guys ever min-maxed a game or learnt something about it, such as an information hazard, and once you've done that, you actually regretted it? Have any of you ever struggled to go back and play a game for fun again because you instantly fall into the same way of doing things? You min-maxed and burnt yourself out. Some of you did, some of you don't. Didn't help, yeah. Bethesda. You're a stealth archer. You play Skyrim, you're a stealth archer straight away. It's what you have to be. You learned something in Roller Coaster Tycoon that ruined the game. Did you watch that dude's videos on Roller Coaster Tycoon? What was the guy that always makes them? He makes some great videos about the amount of money that you can make and stuff. The fact that if you just put a no entry sign facing into the park on the entrance, people can never leave. Marcel Voss, that was the one. Voss makes fantastic videos on Roller Coaster Tycoon. Information hazard, man. Once you learn that, you can never go back. Since you went so far with Metastrife, how's my impression of metagaming and the warrior class overall? I don't know. I have a big flaming axe. It's cool. I mean, we could travel there, but let's just run through. Let's do this. I think I've worked out why sometimes these conversations get to me. Imagine that you are having a conversation with a child, and they ask lots of questions, and you explain why, and you answer all their questions. And then that child understands. And then another child comes in and asks the same questions. Now, in your mind, you've already had that conversation. But the new child, hasn't. They haven't asked those questions yet. They are new questions to them. So, you answer the questions again, because you know it's okay. This child hasn't asked yet. And then, after answering them a second time, a third child enters. And then they ask the same questions again, and you're thinking, this is the third time I'm going to have had this conversation. However, it's the first time that this new child has had the conversation. And you end up in a situation where you answer again and again and again and again and again. And you've had the conversation 100 times, but every person, when they come in and they ask the question, it's the first time they've ever asked it. And it's the first time they've had the conversation. So sometimes I have to occasionally remember when someone asks the question, why aren't you playing hardcore? Why aren't you just buying it on the auction house? Why aren't you doing this? Why aren't you doing that? In their mind, that is the first time anyone has ever asked that question. Or it's the first time I've had the conversation with them about the question they genuinely have. So even though it's irritating for me to answer it again and again and again, is doing the same thing over and over again part of your brand? No, Matt, that's just part of Twitch. Because I'm just answering the questions that people ask again and again and again. Maybe you could have some chat commands for common questions. Potentially. But we do talk a lot in this. Someone else also said up there, protecting your peace is more important than placating chat. While that is true, entertaining and engaging with chat is kind of the focus of what we're doing here. Josh, am I big into reading, and what is my favorite selected works? I really enjoy the instruction manual to the old PlayStation 1 game Death Trap Dungeon. I think that's got some real value to it that more people should experience.